Next step, we'll be modeling this. Let's start. Let's go to perspective. So our first step, I will be making boxes as you must have seen in the image, right? Like this. These are imaginary boxes just to, follow up the profile, because the profile is going down like this. So first I will be creating this outer box, which will be actually broader than the inner one, the real one, right? So I'll be using this as base and then offsetting it and then following up this line from this. So I'll be creating two rectangles like this, and then later on when this is done, I will delete this outer one and I will keep the internal rectangle or the square, right? Same way I'll be repeating on all the sides. For that, I will be using rectangle command, which is corner to corner rectangle. You can see if I bring the rectangle tool set, there is a whole set of ways by which you can create a rectangle. Currently, I'll be using corner to corner. We have also covered center corner rectangle in previous modeling process. You can go through it. So let's take this corner to corner. Now, before starting, as we have to create in Z direction also, as I am creating a vertical rectangle also. Let's off my ortho and grid snap. First thing what I want to do is you just go to your command line and see, before you give the first corner of the rectangle, you should see what are the options. Currently, as I am going for the Z direction, which is blue axis, I can use the vertical command. It will help me to make rectangle vertical or in Z direction through perspective. So let's click this, and now it is asking me the start of edge. So the start of edge is somewhere here, right? And then end of edge. So end of edge is somewhere here. To make all my sides uniform, what I will do randomly, I will give some dimensions to it. Like you can see, it is coming around, if you see down, it is coming around 2129. So I will round it off to around 2130, and I will keep common this dimension common to all sides, all three sides. Press enter, right, and left click to complete. Now as you completed these two edges, you can see automatically I can create a rectangle in Z now in this direction, which is and it is asking me the height. So height I will keep 20 meters, that is 2000, as my units are in centimeter, and left click, right? So this is done. Same way I will repeat these squares in other two directions as well. Now all sides are done. Next step is to create an offset, as we have discussed previously how I want to take the profile ahead. So I will create one more offset in front of it. So instead of copying and moving this object in this direction, which won't be as much accurate as I want, the best way is to offset it using offset curve command. For that, you go to the curve tools, where you will find different tools, which some of them we have already covered. Here you will see there is an offset curve command. So if you left click, it will offset, or if you right click, it will offset multiple curves. So currently I want to offset one single curve. I will left click, and you will see it has already given me the offsetted curve. But if you go up and see different options, it is asking me the side to offset, distance. So distance, let's say I will make it 10 meters. Yeah, somewhere around here. Direction, already I am giving this side. If your in C plane is no, just please check. If it's no, then what happens, it doesn't go perpendicular to that direction. It will just offset around this, right? Like this. But I want to be offsetted in front of it, just perpendicular to it. So for that, I will see that my in C plane is yes, and then it will give me an offset like this. And I will just left click and my offset is done. I will repeat the command. I will select offset this one also, and I will repeat the command, and I will select this rectangle and offset this one. This was faster, right? Instead of copying and moving and getting to the points, this becomes more faster. So next, what I'll be doing, I will be scaling these outer rectangles or squares, making it larger than these from all the directions, right? All X, Y, and Z directions. So for that, again, I will use scale command. Previously, we used the scale command to scale my plan in 2D, two directions, but currently I want this rectangle or this curve, the square curve, to be in all three directions. So for that, if you go to the scale tool here and left click to activate scale 3D command, and which will ask me the base point. So currently I need to scale it from the center point. I will snap to the center point, and then I will use the midpoint of this curve as a reference, and then I will scale, and now you can see it is scaling on both x, y and z directions, all the three directions. It is asking me the second reference point on to which I want to increase it. So I will, on my ortho, I will use the shift command, or it doesn't matter, you can straight away type the distance, right? Let's say I want to increase it to 12 meters. So I will type 12 meters as my dimensions are in centimeters. So 1200 centimeter, right? And it will increase the size of this rectangle. Now you can see the outer one is little bigger than this one. Same way, I will increase all outer rectangles, and then I will join the profile to get my, the overall profile of the skin, which how it is coming. Let's do this one. Select, go to the scale tool, scale 3D, take the center point, midpoint as a reference, 12 meters, done. Repeat the command, or select the object, repeat the command, center point, 12 meters, done, right? My all three are done. Next step, I will be giving some surfaces to them. So to give surfaces, as we have previously used also the very basic and very wonderful the Loft tool, which you will find in surface creation toolbar. This is the Loft tool. So what does it do? You can give n number of curves to this, and it will loft you and give you a surface along, right? Let me click this. It will ask me curves to loft. So I want to give surfaces to these two curves. So I will select them. Make sure your reference plan is locked. Now you can see how easy it's for me to select my lines when my plan is locked. So it's not getting selected on the way. So I selected my curves, then I will press enter, and then again press enter. And when you press second time enters, it will ask me to, what kind of style you want in your curves. Like currently I want straight section, so I'll be keeping it straight. Do not simplify. Currently you can keep it as default, or if you want to play with this surface, you want to rebuild with different control points, and if you want to do some changes with the control point, you can definitely rebuild surface from here, and you can have more control on your flat surface, right? For now, I will keep everything as I will keep it straight sections, and I will click OK. This is done. Same way, let's complete the other two curves as well. Select them, repeat the command, done. Select them, repeat the command, done. Okay, so these lofts are done. Now next step is to provide those curve bends. So we have got this, right? We have got this now. Now the time is to connect this top part, this vertical member. This is how the profile is going on. So first I will be creating this profile, joining the top member with the vertical member of this side square we got. So this profile, if you remember the first model which we did of the Sister Force, the Twist Museum, we use the blend curve command, and automatically it gave me the twisted curve like this. So we'll use the same command, and we will do some minor changes to match this profile. Let's see how it's done. So let's go to the surface tools, where you will find that blend curve command. You see it is here, blend surface, not blend curve. Now you select this, it will ask you to give the first edge, which is around the top edge of this. And if I take the top edge of this, then the curve, you can see in the plan, the curve is following this way. So I need to give the vertical edge of this. So it is asking me the second edge. So my second edge is this one. So you can see by default it is in curvature, which is going too wide, not matching exactly the profile which I wanted. You can take tangency a little bit, right, to widen it up. Now it is almost similar. Further arrangements and settings we will do later on. Let's keep it to this. So these are the points through which you can define your curve at different way. Like if you go for position only, it will only create these linear things. If you want the curve to match as a tangent, you can either keep one as this as one position and take second one, the position 1 as a tangent, so it will move like this, right? Whichever suits your profile, you can play with it, or if you want both them in tangent, you can do that also, or if you want to go to curvature. Currently I think tangency we will keep it, and we will see what can we do with this, and let's click OK to this. Now same way, let's create surfaces all sides as well. Use the blend surface command, the top edge and the vertical edge, and keep things as it is. We have already said that before. Same way, again the blend surface command, the top edge and the vertical edge, and you've got your three surfaces, right? So this step is done. Now let's go to the top view. Let's cut this off. Top view. Now if you see the profile which we have made is almost not matching to this. A little bit of minor changes are required in this. For that, what we can do is, let's bring this in front. I will use the control points to set my curve to these side plan, adjust my curves based on the plan which I have. To see the control points of any surfaces, blocks, models or curves, the best way is to use this command, which is show object control points on or off for the left and right click respectively. You can also extend it. This is about point edit toolbar, which give you different options, editing with the points. Currently we are working, I just want to see the control points. We will cover them also one by one. First thing, I want to see the control points. I will straight away use the left click, and it will ask me to select the objects for which you want to see the control points, of course. So I will select this curve and press space bar, or you can select the curve and then take this command. It will automatically show you the control points. Now as we have the control points, first thing I will try to match, you can see this gray line here, I will try to match this curve side to this. So for that, this control point controls this particular edge. So I'll select it, and this is the best way. Instead of using this, gumball plays a very vital role in this. Instead of using this green and red axis to move as we have covered in previous, you can use this icon, this graph icon, right? It actually gives you a free movement. You off your grid snap, you can move your curve or any surface any direction irrespective of the red and green axis. So it gives you a good flexible option. So I will use this, and you can see this, I will just match this curve. I will drag it backside this control point, try to match this with this gray line, right, almost close to it. But you see this line also gets dragged back. So there is another control point which governs this line or this inside of this curve, which is this one. So I'll select it, and I will bring it little, push it little back. Now you can see it is almost growing in, settling down to this curve little bit from here. You can do these adjustments to align them as close as possible. Okay, so this side is done. Now let's check on this side. It is going also inside, not flushing with that. So this control point sets this curve or this side, this edge of the surface. I will select this and drag, and this control point will take care of this part of the surface edge. I will drag this. So you can see now nearly my surface is almost matching with the plan. In the same way, I have changed others also, like this side and this one, both of them. Let's see how it is coming in the perspective. Yes. And next step is to create this surface, this gray one. This can only happen, we can definitely loft or create a patch over this, but we want to create a planar surface. So for that, if you see here, these lines are not on the same plane. So what we will do, we will make them on the same plane. For that, there is a wonderful tool. Let me open that. It comes in transform, which is known as set XYZ coordinates. So what we will do, we will be doing is, we will be bringing all these lines on the same coordinate. Okay, so let me take that tool, left click, and it will ask me to select the objects to transform. So if you select right away, it will select the whole surface. Instead of that, use Control Shift, because I only want to make these lines planar instead of the whole surface. So I will use Control plus Shift, and I will select lines one by one and then press enter when done, or right click, and then it will ask me, to set the points. Like I only want to set them in Z direction in one plane. So I will keep other boxes off and will only keep the set Z box on and keep it aligned to world and click OK. Now it will ask me location of points. So my location is this point. You can see a gray profile of our same lines is already being visible here, which you can see. By this line you can identify where our lines will come. So it is on these lines on the same plane. So I will click this point and you can see all my surface went onto the same plane. So now we can easily make a surface on these lines. For that, again, go to the surface creation. In this, there is a surface from planar curves. You can also patch it, but this is more better. As your lines are on the same plane, it's better to use this. So select planar curves to build surface. It will ask, select those curves one by one, and then left click or space bar or enter. You will see the surface is done. Good, right? Next, we need to create fill up these vacant surfaces. So these are like fully extruded lines. So what we will do is, we will again select these lines, Control Shift, right, and this one, and then again we will go for extrude surface. From the solid tools you can bring it, or you can go to the surface and extrude curve straight. It is going both sides. If you see in the command line, it says both side yes. You can off it and just pull it down, doesn't matter. Later on I will trim it with the planar surface. Now you can see this thing is also done. Now you bring from the surface creation, create a surface corner to corner, create a rectangular. You can either do it here, or you can go to the top view, zoom out and create a surface. This will help us in trimming the remaining surface which is going down in the bottom. So for that, you will bring the trim command, left click, it will ask to select the cutting object. So this is our cutting object. Press space bar or right click or enter. Now object which you want to trim is basically this one. You can see it is trimming one by one, or you can select all together, it will also trim. And when you are done, you can press space bar or right click again, and now you don't need this surface. You are done, right? I hope till here all steps are clear. If not, please put down in the comment section so I can clear them up.